Hey everybody, it's Kim Snyder, the performer's personal trainer and founder of the Voice Club. I help singers plow down common roadblocks so they can have faster results and bigger opportunities. First of all, I want to thank you guys so much for all the great comments and all the great questions from video number 1. This is number 2 in a series of free training videos, so if you haven't seen the first one, click the link to go back and watch the first one first. There's a great vocal challenge in there for you that you're going to want to go ahead and do, and make sure that you go through that before you get to this. It'll really, really help. As we talked about in the first video, there has never been a time in history with so many opportunities for so many singers. The beauty of it is it used to be that you had to have a record label deal, a major record label deal, to be able to make any money as a singer. Well, there was like one way to succeed as a singer. Now there are so many ways to make a real success of yourself as a singer. You don't even have to travel internationally all year and forget what your friends and family look like. You don't have to have a label deal to be able to make money as a singer. Did you know that? And you can even make money singing at home in front of your webcam. People do it. Why not you? Well, a lot of the reason is because singers, like you, like me, we believe certain myths that keep us back from taking advantage of those opportunities. So, in this video, I'm going to give you 5 myths that singers believe, and I'm also going to give you another vocal challenge to uncover what your voice is capable of doing today. All right, are you ready? 5 myths, and they're myths, so don't believe them. Number 1 myth singers believe is, I just don't know all the things that successful singers know. I just don't know. I just don't know where to start. I just don't know what to do. I just don't know. I don't know, so I can't, right? Another thing that singers believe that's a myth is, I can't sing with that kind of power. And I just have this little voice, and that's just not me. Another myth, I'd love to be on stage, but I feel awkward up there. Or I like being on stage, but I'm not quite sure what to do up there. Or I like being on stage, but then I'm not sure I'm fine, and then something happens and I'm totally not fine. And I'm scared of that happening when I get on stage. So I'm not sure I really want to go there, right? Another myth that singers believe is that I'm just never going to have the same range as other singers have. They're going to be able to pull off these big songs I can't pull off, so I can't compete. So I shouldn't do anything. I'm just not that good. Well, let's take these one at a time, and I'll tell you why they're myths. Number 1, maybe I'm just not good enough. Did you know that scientific journals and medical journals have published for years that 98% of us are capable of learning to be really good singers? Doctors and scientists agree. It's not just me. Here's the thing. You say, oh, well, I'm in the 2%. You're not in the 2%, because guess who the 2% is? It's the medically tone deaf. I mean, like a doctor has told you there is something medically incorrect in your inner ear that it can't decipher tone. It's not you. I'm telling you, it's not you. 98% of us, the rest of us, are along somewhere between being able to naturally sing really well. Those are the natural born singers that we all wish we were like, or being able to barely sing at all and thinking they can't. Here's the difference is that it's the same muscle coordination that controls the I don't know if I can be a good singer to I'm a really, really good singer. It's the same thing. It can be learned. Even though some people are born with it, and it's like hating skinny girl. It's all right to say, I wish I was born with that big natural singing voice. But you don't have to complain about it anymore because the rest of us can learn it. Want proof? I come from a singing family. As I told you in video 1, I was traveling and singing from the age of 4. I was being paid as a session vocalist by the time I was 15, and ever since I was 15, I've been a paid vocalist, gigging or, doing event bands or being on an indie label and in the studio. I've been paid to be a singer. I am the worst singer in my family. So then you think, oh my gosh, they must all be making lots of money. Oh, not so fast. I am the only singer in my family to ever make a dime singing. Well, that's not true. To ever make a living singing. Let's just put it that way. Outside of, a couple $100 once or twice into my life. I've made a living with my voice since I was 15 years old. And it's because I realized it was the best gift in the world to realize I was not as good as other singers. Because you know what happened? When I realized I wasn't that good, and I realized I really wanted to do it, I realized I was going to have to work at it. I just always knew I was going to have to work. I was going to have to find solutions that other people didn't need to find because I just wasn't that good of a singer. What I didn't realize is that I am in the camp with probably 95% of the singers out there. We all think we're not good enough, or there's something we don't like about our voice that we can learn. Okay, myth number 2. I just don't know all the things that successful singers know. This is kind of hard to overcome because you look at singers and you're like, well, they've had all these opportunities. They've had all these exposure to, producers and managers. So, of course, they've got the insider track. And it took them years, sometimes a lifetime, to learn all those things that made them a smarter singer, better performer. And how am I going to get that stuff without some big break, right? Well, trial and error, years and years of training, absolutely. But did you know that there is a way to fast track your learning, your education? You could pass them. Here they are chugging along on their little road to success. You go like, hello, in the fast lane, moving right along. If you knew they were in the process of learning and you could learn it faster, you'd be like bypassing them. That's what I'm saying. Moving on. Myth number 3. I don't have that kind of power. Yeah, it's true. Some of us speak really quiet and lightly, and some of us speak like me, really loud and obnoxious, right? So there is a natural speaking voice that will lend itself to how much power you can have in your singing voice. But that leads people to believe that I just have a quiet voice and I just can't really sing with power, even if I speak pretty loudly. Can't do it, so I can't pull off a lot of these songs I'd like to be able to do. Well, now let me break that one down for you. There are 2 ways to get at power with your voice. Number 1, force. Number 2, control. Force is where most singers who sing with power live. Force is unsustainable. Force is what it sounds like. Ah! Right? Is it powerful? Yes. Is it beautiful? No. Does it cause the veins in your neck to pop out and like you're working really hard? Yes. Could that work under certain lighting in a rock venue for the crowd? Yes. But for the singer, no. Why? Because it's unsustainable. It causes vocal damage in the long run. You don't want to go there. Not to mention, you won't be able to gig a lot singing like that if you get into that habit because, like I said, it'll cause damage. It'll take you down. So how is the other way that we get at power? The other way is control. Control, knowing exactly how to get power of your voice, how to control and harness that energy. And did you know that when you do it the healthy way and you know how to do it, you can actually get more power out of a power note than you can by scream singing. And it can be learned. Like that little move. I've been practicing that for you. All right, myth number 4. I don't feel confident when I sing on stage. When I sing or when I sing on stage. So, here's the thing. There are some people, and you've met them, some people that just naturally feel more confident on stage. And you're like, well, they were meant to be on stage. I don't feel that way. Sometimes, here's a little clue for you. I've always felt comfortable on stage. I feel more comfortable on stage than I do singing in a group of people like back off of stage. Some personality types are just kind of more out there. And you think, well, they're the ones that should be on stage. Well, I got a secret for you if you think that. People that are more comfortable on stage don't necessarily know any more than you do what to do once they're up there. And they might look like, hey, they look really comfortable up there, but inside they're going like, oh, crud. Now, if I forget what comes next, what do I do? Oh, no, where am I going? Oh, I'm going to ad-lib it. Oh, I hope it turns out all right. And a lot of times the result is not a very good show. They may not look nervous up there, but they still don't look like they know what they're doing. Well, guess what? Like the last one, it can be learned. You get the right system of training, you can learn exactly what to do, when to do, to put it in your own personality so it looks like just an extension of you, hanging out with your friends. It's really powerful, and you, I promise, can do it. Myth number 5. I'm just never going to have that kind of range. Every song, I swear, is a big power ballad or a big pop ballad that goes all over the place. And then we go, well, here's my notes, and there's where they're singing, so I guess I'm out. I can't have that opportunity. Totally a myth. Most singers are missing over half of their range. That means chances are really good right now that your voice is capable of singing way more notes than you're actually singing. Now, if you did the exercise that I gave you in video 1, training video 1, you already got an idea of where your voice is ready to go. If you haven't done it, you need to go back and do it because this is important for you to be aware of this. Your voice wants to sing more notes than you're giving it. What happens when it doesn't know how to get to them? For instance, let's take the illustration of what we did in video 1. You had your singing range that you're singing now, and then the second thing was the notes that your voice is capable of singing and wants to sing. Why isn't it getting these? Because it's not quite sure how to get to all of these. So it's guessing. This happens a lot. Singers will say, why did I sing that song and I hit that note the first time and then I went back and sang that song again and I couldn't hit that note? Why can't I hit that note all the time? Because your brain is guessing at how to get those notes. It doesn't know how. So you can access all of those notes once you learn how. You have to have the right system of training so your brain goes, oh, that's right. When I want to access this note I've never sang before, but I know I'm capable of, that's how I get there. Oh, piece of cake. No problem. All right. Are you ready now that we've dispelled all 5 myths for a little bit more challenge training? I thought you were. Okay. So in the first video, we proved to you that your voice is capable of singing more notes than you're actually singing now. It can sing, wants to sing, is waiting to learn how to sing. Almost twice as, and sometimes, in some cases, way more than twice as many notes as you're singing right now. So, why don't we put that to practice in a little song I like to call Thriller. Little tribute to MJ, little Michael Jackson. All right, so Thriller's a hard song for guys. It's a hard song for girls. I thought this would be the perfect example. I'm going to prove to you your voice can reach higher notes than you're singing. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. Find a karaoke track of MJ's Thriller, any key. Girls, pick a higher one just to make it more challenging, right? And then I want you to go ahead and print out the lyrics. It takes a little homework, but I'm going to prove something to you. So if you'll do the work, you're going to see the result, okay? So you got the lyrics printed out. You got your karaoke track. Just find on YouTube karaoke, Michael Jackson Thriller. It'll pull up something. That's all you need, okay? And then I want you to go ahead and sing through it, just like you were going to sing it. Not like, and this is Thriller. Go ahead and sing it like you were going to sing. And this is Thriller, Thriller time. Woo! You know, get your little MJ on. And I want you to circle the words on the lyric page. I want you to circle the words that are hard for you to sing or the notes that you can't reach. Okay? Anything that feels hard or anything that feels like, oh my gosh, I slipped off that note or I missed that note or that note didn't come out. Those are the words that you're going to circle. All right? Will you do it? Okay, wait, there's more. Can't stop there. I figured out what we can't do. We can never stop there. Got to figure out what you can do. So here's how you're going to do. I want you also to pay attention to if those notes that are hard to sing, if they feel pinched or squeezed or if they just disappeared or what happened. I want you to think critically about it. Then I want you to go back and I want you to sing that whole song. You have to pay attention to the words on the screen because you're going to sing the whole song with one word. N-O-O-H. It's not even really a word. It's not. But we're going to call it a word. And we're going to call it a hootie new. So here's how it sounds. It doesn't sound like new. New, 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 new. It's not. Stop right there. It's a hootie new. That was my screeching tire song. That's what that was. Hootie. So if you go hootie, and then you put an N in front of it, it new. No! And I want you to keep that really hooty sound the whole time. Now, there's a reason behind this. Just go with me here. Do it privately so you don't embarrass yourself in front of people if you want. I don't mind. I'm used to embarrassing myself. And then we go, no, 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 and then you go, yeah, the hooty, you don't have to. Good. All right. So do those two things. And then I want you to look at where those words were that you had trouble with, and I want you to say, did I get through those? Did those notes appear? Were they stronger than when I sang them with the words? I bet you they are. Then I want you to go and put your comments and your questions below this video. Tell us what happened. Ask me questions. I'll come here personally and I'll answer your questions for you. Now, why? You may be asking yourself, no, but after you do this exercise, you'd be like, why did those notes come out when I did the hooty-noo, when they didn't when I sang the words? All has to do with approach. This is one of the things we learn in a good training program. How do we approach the notes so that they go where they want to go? We already proved in video 1 they want to go there. 2, how do we start training our brain to approach those notes so that they will go there? You know what? Once you learn the approach and the right system, you can sing, I'm not joking you, you can sing any song in almost any key. I've got stories about that. I'll tell you some other time. All right, so make sure that you write your questions and comments below. I'm going to answer your questions personally. Tell us how it went for you. And it's important that you realize that you are so close to busting your own vocal myths. These 5 things that we talked about might be holding you back. 1, 2, 3, 4, all 5 of them maybe. Maybe today is the first day that you've learned that they weren't even true. Or that it wasn't true in your case, that you could get beyond these things to finally take advantage of the opportunities that are out there for singers. I want to help you do that. So, I've got a great tool next time that I'm going to share with you that's going to help you start to find out exactly, pinpoint, what is holding you personally back. What is holding you back from accomplishing those things that you want to accomplish with your voice and taking advantage of all those opportunities that are out there? That tool is coming in video number 3. Be watching for that. And until then, remember, nobody on the face of this earth has your voice. Nobody can do what you do. So get trained, get ready, and get out there and sing.